what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be about basically how to properly use SARMs, a beginner steroid cycle, and what you need to do to get fucking jacked. Alright? Basically, you're going to be a step-by-step. Now, first thing we're going to go over, and if you watch my shit, you already know how I feel about this. You can't use SARMs without steroids. But starting with TRT and SARMs is not a bad idea. Alright? This is kind of where a beginner cycle comes into play. Alright? And there's a lot of reasons for starting off like this, but one of the main ones being it's a good way to dip your feet in to kind of see how you respond to this stuff. You know, are you going to get any crazy side effects? You know, do you like the way it feels? Do you have a future in it, etc., right? And you can get to know all these things by just giving yourself, you know, a nice low dose of testosterone and trying out some SARMs. So, I'm going to give you my example of what I did personally. I started off at 125 mgs of test a week. It's basically nothing. And some RAD140. I started the RAD at like 10 mgs a day, ramped her up to 30. All right. And I only ran that for about 8 weeks total. Probably 30 mgs for like 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks. The rest was ramping up. And I made some real gains, dude, on that cycle. Like some serious, substantial gains. I put on probably like 15 pounds of muscle. All my lifts went up. I got like crazy strong, honestly. The RAD really does increase strength. It's also, you know, why I like RAD as a beginner steroid for people is it's a good experience, man. It feels good. You get that aggression. You kind of get an idea for how it's going to feel to be on cycle, right? So, you know, RAD140 is a good choice. Other SARMs are okay too, but I have more experience with RAD. You know, I think it's, you know, it's a better compound, right? It's good for a lot of reasons. It gives you aggression. It gives you the strength. It gives you dry, you know, lean gains. You know, it's not a watery, wet compound. All of these things make it a good choice, okay? Also, to be honest, after running trend and, you know, more serious compounds and stuff, if you can handle RAD140, you can most likely handle, like, trend and really anything else. The aggression is pretty similar, to be honest. Trend makes me a little bit crazier. Like, I have some crazy thoughts, like, I'm going to get into that in a later video, but like sexually deviant shit, dude, honestly. Like I just want to fucking eat ass and, you know, weird stuff I never wanted to do before. But, you know, I didn't get that as much on the RAD140. But that's not what we're talking about, right? That was a sidetrack. But the point we're talking about, beginner steroid cycle, where you should start. Man, 125 mgs a test. Ramp up your RAD140. It's about 30 mgs a day. And you're going to be fucking really feeling the shit, right? You're going to be making some serious gains. I wouldn't run this, you know, more than 8 or 10 weeks, okay? But here's the key. This is, you know, the trick, the tip. When you're done with the SARM, bump up your test. You want to bump up your TRT dose. I'm not saying go right into a blast necessarily, although you could, because testosterone, even at high doses, I don't know if you guys know this, it's not hepatotoxic. It's not liver toxic, so you know, you're fine to run an oral and then, you know, bump your test. You're going to be okay. Your liver will still recover. But personally, what I think is a better move, what I like to do, what I would advise, is you hit your 125, 150, whatever mgs, plus your SARMs. You run that 8, 10 weeks. Then you come off the SARM and you bump your shit, your TRT, to that 200 to 250 range. Whatever you're comfortable with. All right? Then by doing this, you're going to be able to hold on to a lot of the gains that you made on the RAD140. Like, you're going to hold on to a good amount of the tissue. Not all of it, and you're going to lose, like, the cosmetic look. Because what you'll learn about this shit, too, the more that you do it, each compound really does have its own unique look, you know, cosmetic look to it. RAD140 is, like, pretty vascular, dry, kind of that grainy, hard look. Is desirable. It's what most people want, honestly, too. It's all, again, why I recommend it. Most people don't want to be watery and bloated and, you know, looking like shit, right? We want to look ripped and we want to look good. So, again, that's why RAD140 is a good choice. But, so you're going to want to run that and you're going to want to bump your test up, man, when you're done. Like I said, you're going to hold on to a lot of your gains. Not all the strength and not the exact cosmetic look, but you're going to hold on to some of that tissue, right? And it's going to put you at a really good starting point for your next cycle, right? And what I suggest is after you do this beginner cycle, you start with the SARM and the TRT, the next cycle should be injectables. We're talking oils, traditional anabolic steroids. And, you know, there's a lot of reasons for this, but just if you feel like you have a future in this and this is what you want to do, you know, you got to move past the SARMs. I think SARMs, again, are a great starting point, but they're not going to get you to where you want to go. They're just not. You know, maybe, you know, no, they're just not. They're just not. So, you know, what I suggest, again, is for the, you know, second cycle, when you're coming off this TRT SARMs, you know, combo, you're going to want to hit the injectables. I suggest EQ. I think that's a great, you know, starter, secondary compound to add your testosterone. You know, I would run it like 1-to-1, anywhere around there. And, you know, I would aim to try and get to around 500 mgs of test, 500-600 mgs of EQ, right? And, you know, we'll talk about in another video where to go from there. But if you follow this step by step, I guarantee you're going to get fucking huge. Like, you're going to put on muscle. So, hey, man, if you appreciate this advice and you like my videos, hit subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. You know, leave me a comment. I appreciate all you guys. To my subscribers, thank you. Until my next video, stay swole. Peace.